Hello there folks, and thank you for joining me on a brand new 4 Against Darkness video. I'm the Lone Adventurer, and hopefully by now you have a good understanding of what I do. I play solo tabletop fantasy games, and one of my favourite ones is 4 Against Darkness. This is a series I've been running for quite a while now with a group of 4 characters, as is the tradition with 4 Against Darkness, or indeed the requirement, I suppose. And in this new video I'm going to be taking on an adventure, a sort of a pre-programmed small adventure from this book here, Lairs, Dens and Burrows. And the adventure we are going to be doing is the second one in this book, which is called The Lair of the Grey Orcs. Alright, so we'll get into that in a minute, but I thought that maybe I should take an opportunity to do a little review of the characters as they stand, maybe reintroduce them a little bit and take a look at what they've got going on, and then use Wayfarers and Adventurers to introduce some kind of interesting new aspect to one of the characters, or maybe even 2 of the characters. 2 of the characters already have some added complexity using Wayfarers and Adventurers, but I feel like it's time to increase that a little bit. So I'm going to put the adventure and the core book to one side for a moment. Bring the character sheet down here, and let's take a look at who we've got. Helgo, who is our cleric, and Helgo is, I guess you would say, a disciple of the god Thugus. Thugus Min. Alright, so yes, Helgo is a disciple of Thugus Min, who is the god of fire, and he is currently in the process of building a shrine, or I guess funding the construction of a shrine to Thugus. It's going to cost him a total of 500 gold pieces, and he's already spent 200 gold pieces on this endeavour. And actually that happened since the last adventure that we recorded. He ponied up most of his money, so he's down to 3 gold, although he has got a little gem left in his rucksack. And then he somehow convinced the dwarf Dorazil to cough up the cash for an additional 100 gold piece down payment. So he's 2/5 of the way there, and hopefully at the end of this adventure we'll be able to at least build another chunk of that shrine. And there's advantages to having that shrine, which I won't go into right now. As he's a cleric, he's able to perform blessings and healing spells. I've just noticed I've got those crossed off there. I think they get refreshed between each adventure, so I need to make sure those are available. He uses a quarterstaff, which gives him a +1 to attacks, and he's got light armour, which gives him +1 to defence. He's level 3, which means that he's got a total of 7 life, and that's Helgo. Next along, Helgo, by the way, is over here represented by the yellow dice. Next along is Solana, who is an elf. She is an elf with a particular predisposition to fire as well, as it happens. She has the spell talent, which gives her +1 to fireball spells, which is good because she also has 2 fireball scrolls in her possession, along with a couple of healing potions, and then just a random bunch of other scrolls because a previous adventure involved going into a library, some kind of demonic library, I don't recall. So she's also got an escape scroll, a lightning bolt scroll, a blessing and a sleep scroll. She fights with a masterwork mace, which is handy. That causes explosions on 5 or 6. So ordinarily when you roll a 6, you get to roll again. This is on attacks. And then if you roll a 6 again, like I'm using up all my good luck, aren't I? Then you add it on. So if you the subsequent roll you add on. So that would be 6 plus 6, and then you just keep on going. Plus 4, so that would give her an attack total of 16. Is that right? Yeah, 16. Because she has the masterwork mace, it means that she can also re-roll on 5s as well, which is pretty awesome. Oh, and a fireball staff. Oh, so she's got multiple weapons, so I need to decide which one is equipped, really. I don't remember where the fireball staff was from, even. Anyway, I think I'll equip the masterwork mace, and then we'll just roll with that for the time being. Also got light armour, +1 defence. Yeah, Sue's got +2 on attacks. I guess this is due to the base rules for elves. 6 life, lots of lovely gold. Let's move on to, so Solana is the green dice. So we've got Solana up at the front, Helgo at the back. Joining Solana at the front of the marching order, we've got Dorazol, who is a level 3 dwarf. He's someone we're going to use Wayfarers and Adventurers in a minute to add a little bit more complexity to as a character. We've got some basic rules here for dwarves. He's got some bandages. They've actually all got at least 1 bandage. Most of them have got 2, which they can use to do some healing. He's got heavy armour, which gives him +2 in defence, which is pretty awesome. He carries an axe, which is a slashing weapon that gives a +1 attack. He's also got the party's lantern. No, that's not true. He's got the spare lantern. Quip is carrying the party's lantern. He's got some fool's gold. I think you can use that to trick monsters into accepting bribes or something. He attacks at a +4, so he's probably our strongest attacker. He's got some gold. And then joining Helgo at the rear, we've got Quip, who is the rogue in our party. Fights with a magic sword, which gives him a +1 attack. Don't know if it does anything else beyond that. I've got nothing written down. Also got light armour, carries some lock picks, as you would imagine. Got some metal components. Don't really know what those are. But yeah, not much to tell you about Quip either. Alright, so there you go, that's the party. So if you haven't watched the previous video where I used this supplement, it not only provides some new characters, none of which I am using at present, but it also gives some character traits, rare traits and milestones which the characters can aim for, and it's those things that I've been using. So if we turn to the character traits, we've got is a D66 table, so you roll 2 D6s, and then one number is the 1s and one number is the 10s, so that would be 13, and that would be 61, and that gives you a thing for your character, an additional quirk, as it says here, a quirk or a flavourful note you may add to your character to make them unique. Some are positive, some are negative, and some have little game effect but give more personality to your heroes. So I think we're going to start off by giving a trait to Dorazol, and it might be that I roll this trait and I change my mind. I'm not necessarily going to change my mind if I see a negative trait, but I just I reserve the right to do whatever the heck I want, basically. Let's have a look. Let's see what Dorazol is going to get here. So I'm going to have the reds be the ones. So we've got... Oh, the ones. Sorry, yeah. The ones is on that side. 42. Let's have a look at 42. Chaos Taint. The character's parents were secretly chaos worshippers and have passed their chaos taint onto the character. Oh god, well that sounds kind of negative really. If you have the Caverns of Chaos supplement, I do, the character rolls at +1 on the Touched by Chaos table. Let's have a look at the Caverns of Chaos. Let me find that. Alright, Caverns of Chaos, which is tables and missions for levels 3 to 6. I don't think I have ever used this book before, to my knowledge. So we've got some different missions in here. Okay, alright. I like the idea of bringing this in. This means that one of our characters has a sort of a chaos connection, and maybe he's only just discovering this now, and at some point he can drag the other members of the party on a chaos related mission in order to look further into the history of his family. Cool, cool, cool. If you have the character rolls at +1 on the Touched by Chaos table, page 19. Right, well I've read the Touched by Chaos table now, and I mean it doesn't sound like good times, so I don't think this is really going to have any effect until such time that we use this supplement, and I'm instructed to roll on the Touched by Chaos table. I thought it was going to give him some kind of insta effect of some kind, but that doesn't seem to be the case. This seems to be something you do at certain points. You'd be instructed to roll on this table, and at that point he would roll at +1, which sounds like a good thing, but it's actually a bad thing. It means he's more likely to be tainted or taken over by chaos. Right, I'm going to make a little note of that here. Let's also, you know what, let's do something for Quip as well, since that thing isn't going to have much regular game effect. I wonder if we're going to give the other character, Quip, the rogue, a milestone. Let's do that. So a milestone is an optional short-term goal that you can assign to one or more characters. When the milestone is completed, then the character will gain some kind of stated benefit. Okay, so since I did the last one randomly, I think I'm going to just pick a milestone myself. I wonder if there's some kind of orc related milestone, given that the adventure we're doing is the Lair of the Grey Orcs. Why don't we make Quip an Orc Slayer? That would make sense, wouldn't it? As soon as the character slays 60 levels worth of orcs, the character gains a permanent +1 to attack and defense rolls versus orcs. That's pretty cool. I like that. So we are going to give Quip, the Orc Slayer, milestone. So she's currently slayed 0 orcs at this point. Alright, okay, well there you go. That's a little bit of extra interest there. Dorazol is secretly tainted by chaos, and Quip is a budding Orc Slayer, so we'll see how that works out for him. Right, here we are, the Lair of the Grey Orcs. So I think what I will do is stop this video here. That's what I'm going to do. And then we'll start the Lair of the Grey Orcs in a second video. I've got all my sheets ready now. We've gone over the characters, we've updated them a little bit, and we are ready to go. So please like this video if you've been enjoying the series. I would really appreciate that. Consider subscribing to my channel, hitting the bell notification button so that you get alerted to new adventures when I release them. Thank you very much for watching, and join me in the next one to see how our party fare in the Lair of the Grey Orcs.